Hi. All right. So yeah, I'm not just recording a thing on the American Horror Story today. I saw a movie that I wanted to talk about, that I wanted to share my thoughts on. I went and saw Joker finally. Oh man, and I wasn't really sure what I was expecting. I kept hearing people saying that it was really good. And originally I wasn't gonna see it just because, like, I hate the director. I can't stand the director. And I just thought it looked really, like, I mean, the trailers looked interesting, but I'm just like, oh god, it's probably just gonna be like really pretentious and everything. But like, so many people were saying, no, it's actually really good. It's really good. Joaquin Phoenix does a really good job. And I thought, and a friend of mine invited me to go see it with him. And I thought, you know what? Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll go see it. And okay, so it's entertaining. I will say that. Okay, that's my first positive. It's very entertaining. It's very entertaining. Joaquin Phoenix does in fact do a really good performance. Like, he's not at all painful to watch like freaking Jared Leto is. He has a performance that will stand on its own, that brings his own unique spin on the Joker, and it's definitely worth watching. I will say it's worth watching, but okay, so I feel like the movie is so confused. Not confusing, confused. And what I mean by that is, like, its messaging is just, it wants to say so much, but I feel like it doesn't know what it wants to say. It doesn't know what it wants to commit to. It doesn't know what sort of message that it wants to commit to. Like, it doesn't know whether it wants to be about mental illness and how society neglects people who are mentally ill. If it wants to be a class struggles movie and how we need to rise up against the rich. If it wants to be an apolitical movie, because at one point the Joker says that he's not political. If it wants to be a freaking, you know, a comic book movie, I don't know what it wants to be. It's really just kind of all over the place and doesn't really commit to. And then, okay, I will alert people here. There is going to be spoilers, and like, I'm not going to do a non-spoiler video and then a spoiler video. There are going to be spoilers for this because there's kind of a lot to unpack. Most of the stuff that I don't like involves spoilers. So to give kind of a, like, what I like, what I don't like, I have to go into spoilers. And so the first thing I really do have to talk about that I cannot stand, and this is a cliche that so many movies and shows do. And they need to stop. They need to stop right now. I'm so tired of this cliche, and that's the dream theory cliche. Okay, for those of you who don't know what the dream theory cliche is, it's exactly what it sounds. It's you know, when a movie or show ends by saying, oh, did it all really happen, or was it all just a dream? Was it all just a part of this character's delusions? They do that. They do that in this movie, and it's so irritating. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh man. They do that at the very end, where they kind of say, like, oh, did this story really happen? And I sort of get why they do it, because the Joker and, you know, the Joker's origin story is kind of all over the place. You don't know what's real, what's not, but oh my, I don't know. It's been done so much with everything that I think the only time, I'm trying to think of like the one time I've ever seen it work. Oh yeah, the one time I've ever seen it work is with Inception. Inception did it really well because you really didn't, they did it in a way where you really could have debated whether, wait, was he still in a dream or was he back in real life? You didn't know. You really didn't know, and you could draw to either conclusion. They did that really well, and I was really impressed with that. This doesn't do it well, in my opinion, personally. I thought it didn't do it well. And it just annoyed me. It just really annoyed me. I will say also that the soundtrack's really good. The soundtrack's really good, and I'll get into another kind of embarrassing part of the soundtrack in just a second. But the soundtrack's very somber. There's some really good violin work. I think it's violin work. It's something on strings. But even like the non-instrumental soundtrack, like the licensed soundtrack, they use like, this kind of threw me off because at one point I was like wondering, wait, what time period is this taking place in? Because at first it kind of felt like the 30s, like the Great Depression era. Because at one point they're watching Charlie Chaplin. The area of the city seems really run down and old. But then there's stuff like, you know, a video game arcade in the background in one scene. And I'm just like, wait, what era is this taking place? I think it's the 1980s. I think it's the 1980s. But in addition to the soundtrack, there are a surprising, like, they show a lot of dance. I know they show a lot of dancing scenes in the trailer. There are so many dancing scenes in this movie. Like, and it just, there's only one or two that I feel like really kind of serve a purpose. Like, I feel like, okay, yeah, I can see why they put this here. That does kind of need to be there. The other dancing scenes just feel weird and out of place, and I'm like, I don't know why they're here. I don't know why. The one dancing scene that I feel like serves a purpose is the one that's been talked about all over the internet, the one on the stairs, where he's dancing on the stairs. Yeah, that one's really fun, but it's also super awkward because the rumors are true. They play a Gary Glitter track during that scene. So he's dancing to a Gary Glitter track, which, okay, some of you might be confused. Well, what's so bad? Who's Gary Glitter? I'll tell you who Gary Glitter is. Gary Glitter used to be a famous 1970s glam rocker that turned into an infamous pedophile who is currently locked up serving, I think, the rest of his life in prison for a bunch of sex offender crimes. And so that's what he's known for now. Like, he's not known for his music anymore. And I remember seeing it when I was sitting in the theater, and I was seeing the scene where he's dancing on the stairs. And it's a fun scene. I like how it looks and everything. I like how it's shot. But then I really listen. I'm like, oh no, they're not. They can't. And then I hear it. Then just hey. I'm just like, oh my god, they're playing it. Oh my god, they're playing Gary Glitter. Which, oh my god, like, I will say this, it's a good song, and I do feel a little less guilty listening to him, knowing that he's not making any money off of his songs anymore because he's in prison. But it's still super awkward, though. At least they didn't make it extra awkward, because they could have went and chose his other famous song called No Joke, Do You Want to Touch Me? Boy, would that have made the movie a whole lot more awkward. The way Joaquin Phoenix plays the Joker is he really does feel like someone who does have like a social disorder. He doesn't feel like, you know, oh, he's just someone with like weird quirks and everything. No, like, it's like, okay, yeah, this is someone who is not just socially awkward, but he has some sort of weird mental disorder that he can't control. And it's super sad. It's super sad to watch. Like, I like the way Joaquin Phoenix does his laugh, because he does it in like a really tragic way. It's not something I've heard before with someone playing the Joker. It's not like laughing because he legitimately thinks something's funny. Like, it's a laugh that also sounds like he's crying. And it's super sad. It's super unnerving. Like, it's a laugh that, like, if you heard someone next to you laughing like that, like on the bus or something, you would probably get off at the next stop. Like, it's super unnerving. And he has like this relationship with his mom, like who is played by, I think, an American Horror Story actress. I'm pretty sure it's the same person that played Myrtle Snow in the 2 seasons of American Horror Story. She also played like a bunch of other characters in American Horror Story. And I guess that's what she did after Apocalypse. She went and made this movie. She's pretty good as Arthur's mother. who is basically like this delusional nutball, who like, because Bruce Wayne and Thomas Wayne shows up, and okay, yeah, this has been said all over the internet, but the kid who plays Bruce Wayne is like I hate saying this, I hate picking on the kids, but he's not a good actor. He really needed better direction, or they just needed to choose a better kid, because he is just so blank the few times he's on screen. He's not on screen that much, but he's just such a blank slate. He doesn't feel like he's even trying. He doesn't feel like he's emoting. There's like a whole scene where, like, you know, Arthur meets up with him like at the mansion, and he does this weird thing where he puts his fingers in Bruce's mouth and like makes him smile, and Bruce is just kind of standing there letting him do it. And I'm like, okay, kid, like, step away from this weird guy. Oh my god, it's just yeah, the kid playing Bruce Wayne just wasn't very good. Personally, at least that's how I felt. There's another one particular scene that I also wanted to talk about. There's a scene that, oh my god, the audience that I saw this with was so obnoxious during the scene, and I didn't think that they were going to do this, like specifically the audience, not the movie. I knew the movie was going to do this. But because I saw one YouTuber I watched a video about this movie of already was Jenny Nicholson, and she talks about how she saw it at a drive-in because she was too freaked out to see it at an actual theater because she was worried that the theater would get shot up. Yeah, she saw it at a drive-in, so she didn't really see that much audience reaction to things in the movie, so she went and looked up fan cams of it, and like so many of the fan cams, there's a scene where the Joker ends up shooting the talk show host, played by Robert De Niro, live on television, and it's really intense, and I liked it. I liked how it was shot. I liked parts of it. I didn't like the Joker's speech. I thought it was really overwritten and just messy. But yeah, there's a scene like at the very end where he shoots the talk show host, and in the fan cams that Jenny Nicholson saw, like the audience just started like going crazy and clapping, going like, "Oh my god, that was great! That was amazing! That was so great!" And the same thing happened at my screening. There were a bunch of people that yeah, like right when that happened, and it's supposed to be really shocking. Like it's supposed to be like, "Oh my god, like he actually did it," and everything. And yeah, people were like clapping. I'm like, "Oh, would you shut up? Like, would you all just shut up?" Oh my god, because it annoyed me because like it's probably one of the realest moments of that movie, like because it's like such an oh shit moment that made me think of like, because what annoyed me about the audience reactions is because stuff like this has happened in real life, like people have been killed on live television in like really unexpected ways and really horrific ways, and it's horrifying, and it's a lot like that. I mean, you know, they don't make it completely realistic because, you know, it's a movie. They can't make it too realistic. But it's real enough to where like when it happened, I'm just like, whoa, oh god. And yeah, and just having like these obnoxious people like clapping, going, "Oh my god, that was so great. That was so great." Like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of the fucking theater. Oh man. But like I said, the movie was interesting. The movie was interesting in terms of a character study and everything, but yeah, I don't think it's as perfect as a lot of people are like because people are saying like, "Oh my god, it's so amazing. It's such an amazing movie. It's great. It's perfect." And all of a sudden I'm like, "No, it's really not. It's very messy." Arthur doesn't really have a motivation, which I know what people are going to say. "Oh, well, yeah, of course he doesn't. He's the Joker. He doesn't have to have motivations." I'm so sick of that excuse. You can only use that excuse so many times for a character before it just starts to feel like you're just excusing shitty writing. Like, he has to have a motivation. It's a character study. Give him a motivation. Like, what is his motivation? Does he want to be a comedian? Does he want to be he doesn't know what he wants. He just doesn't know what he wants. And oh my god. But like I said, I did. Okay, yeah, I've bashed the film enough. I think you guys kind of get the idea of what I didn't like. What I did like, though, yeah, the performances, aside from, you know, the kid who plays Bruce Wayne, are really good. There's another character I really like that's like, he's played by like a little person, and he's like the only coworker of Arthur's that's like ever nice to him, and he's really good. And we don't see that much of him, but he's really good. He leaves an impression. There's a particular scene that like Arthur has like with him. I don't. This is one of the moments I don't want to spoil too much of, because it's a really good interaction. I love this scene where, yeah, he kind of interacts and he's just kind of like, you know, you're the only person that was ever nice to me, and it's just like, it's really, it feels real. It feels like really real. There's a bunch of other stuff that happens in the film. One thing I do like is, like, there's certain aspects of the film where, like, you're kind of wondering, wait, is this happening or is this just another delusion? And then it later reveals, okay, yeah, it was another delusion. There's this entire subplot where he has a love interest, and then it turns out, no, like, that was all in his head. He doesn't actually have a love interest. I did like that. I liked that. I just didn't like, you know, how at the end where it was just like, oh, was the whole movie a dream? Oh. And like I said, the soundtrack's good. The lighting is really... I like the Joker's outfit. I like the way that they do the Joker's outfit. I liked it. Yeah, that's... I think those are most of my thoughts. I just kind of wanted to make a quick video about it. It would have been interesting if I could have gotten my other friend that saw it my other friend that saw it before me, my best friend, you know, Club Chrisette, because she's already seen it. But I wanted to get this video out soon, and we could, like, come up with a good time to meet. I do think you should go see it. Like I said, even though I can't stand the director, I do think it's worth seeing. It's definitely a movie that you should go see. It's got some dark humor, it's got some interesting scenes, it's got some good music. I do think you should go see it, aside from, you know, all the negative stuff. This was just personally what I thought. And if you guys do go see it, I hope you guys do like it. And I'll see you guys for my next video.